Real Madrid are the biggest title winners in Spanish football, the most European titles, FIFA's club of the 20th century, and the home of most of the greatest legends of the game. But are Real Madrid the greatest team ever? Let's see what makes Real Madrid the greatest. The greatest player in Real Madrid's history might be the toughest pick ever. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo is their greatest ever goalscorer, and the Galacticos of Zidane, Ronaldo, Figo, Roberto Carlos, Raúl, and company are more than great enough to make a case for themselves. But let's be honest, only one name is synonymous with Real Madrid's greatness. Alfredo Di Stefano is the man who changed the history of Real Madrid and is regarded to this day as one of the greatest footballers of all time. With his 300 and so goals, Real Madrid won 5 European Cups in a row and 8 Spanish league titles. Di Stefano is Real Madrid's highest El Clasico goal scorer with 18 goals, behind Messi's 26. He became an honorary president of the club and their secondary ground is named after him. The greatest flop? This one is even harder to tell. Real Madrid's transfer policy over their history has been to have the best and most expensive players in their squad. So, how do you measure a flop? Faubert and Gravison were anomalies, glitches in the matrix rather than flops. Jonathan Woodgate was an expensive mistake, sure, but no one expected him to change football. A strong case is Nicolas Anelka, but only if we put his transfer in the context of what that kind of money meant at that time. Today, $40 million isn't such a big deal. Perhaps their biggest flop is either one of Eden Hazard and Kaká. Both arrived at the Bernabeu as the perfect fit for Real Madrid, and both disappointed. What do you believe? Who's the biggest flop in Real Madrid's history? Drop your answer in the comments. The greatest coach in Real Madrid's history is not Jose Mourinho. Sorry, Mo. And we are sorry to say it isn't Zinedine Zidane either, although the Frenchman sits comfortably at number 2. Real Madrid's greatest coach is also their longest-serving one, and the biggest winner of them all. And it's Miguel Muñoz. Through 14 years and 605 matches, Muñoz won 14 titles, including 2 European Cups and 9 Spanish leagues. Muñoz was also the first player and captain to win the European Cup, both as a player and a manager. The greatest day for a Real Madrid fan is March the 6th. That's when, in 1902, Madrid Football Club was officially founded. The exact origin is disputed to this day, but all agree that the club originated from La Sociedad, a football society created by academics and former graduates of Cambridge and Oxford, where the game of football was growing in popularity. The Real moniker, meaning royal, was a title bestowed to them by King Alfonso VIII, and so Real Madrid came to be. A title lost during deposition of the king, the inauguration of the Second Republic, and the Spanish Civil War. The greatest color for Real Madrid is white, plain white, both on their jerseys and shorts. And it's been like that since day one. The white kit was established since the rules of the club were redacted. The socks were black, and they would also wear blue hats, similar to berets, which protected footballers when heading the rough balls from back in the day. There was one season in 1925 where Real Madrid wore black shorts. Real's defensive pairing of Escobar and Caseda traveled to England, impressed by the team Corinthian FC, who wore white shirts and black shorts. So they insisted on replicating it. But 2 decisive losses in that season to FC Barcelona gave the black shorts a reputation for bad luck and retired them. The greatest place for a Real Madrid fan is not the Santiago Bernabéu. Their current ground opened in December of 1947, but the Cibeles Fountain is in the heart of the city of Madrid, and it's the place where both fans and teams go to celebrate each title win. Originally, it was the place of celebration for Atletico fans, but since Real started winning considerably more titles than their neighbors, Madridistas forced their rivals to find a new place to cheer. The greatest fans of Real are called Madridistas, a name derived from the team's city, or merengues. Merengue, or merengue, is a desert that's completely white in color, like the team and its kit. The term was used as a nickname for Real Madrid and popularized by Matthias Prats Cagnetti, one of the biggest and most popular football commentators in the golden age of radio transmissions. The greatest rival of Real Madrid is FC Barcelona. We all know this. El Clásico is the fiercest rivalry in Spain, one of the top matches in the world. A game that goes beyond the pitch and into politics, and one that Madrid leads by 4 matches. Besides their hate-hate relationship with Barcelona, Atletico Madrid is their local derby, but beyond the borders of Spain, Real have more than one enemy. Bayern Munich and AC Milan are their strongest rivals in Europe, as they have faced off many times in the Champions League before and are second and third in order of title wins behind the Merengues.
The greatest win in Real Madrid's history was 11-1, and it came against none other than FC Barcelona. But, as you might imagine, there is more to this result than meets the eye. It was the return leg in the semifinals of the Copa del Rey, then called the Generals' Cup. The General, of course, being Franco, the bloody dictator of Spain at the time. FC Barcelona had won the first leg 3-0, and this sparked outrage in Madrid. A campaign started right there, calling for Real Madrid fans to defend their ground and make the visiting Catalans feel hell on earth. Barcelona's team felt alone and in danger, even more so when the director of state security visited Barcelona's dressing room and reminded them of the general's generosity in letting Catalonia back into the fold of his regime. While no specific threats were made, and the story got bigger and bigger, Barcelona were effectively psyched out of the game, and by the halftime whistle, they were losing 8-0. FCB's president at the time, a Franco loyalist, resigned once the humiliated team was safely back home. But the 11-1 victory against their eternal rivals remains Real Madrid's biggest win.
The greatest song for Madridistas is Así Gana el Madrid. This is how Madrid wins. The song originated in the 70s and was used against them, sung in matches to point out dubious calls from referees regarding penalties, red cards, and offsides. It spread like wildfire in away stadiums. But Madridistas took a lesson from Tyrion Lannister's book. Let me give you some advice, bastard. Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor, and it can never be used to hurt you. Now, Real Madrid fans ironically sing the song whenever their team wins, making them one of the most based fan bases in football. And the greatest feeling for a Real Madrid fan is winning. Being champions is their natural state. Real Madrid have to win everything they play in. As Rafa Varane pointed out, Madrid's winning mentality made him feel like he couldn't celebrate anything he won. The goal was now the next title. What do you believe? Are Real Madrid the greatest?